You don't understand why we
I understand.
But this thing is real. People ask me why we raise our hands.
Yes.
When I was in school, if you knew the answer, brother, you raised your hand. There's a man. This is a true story.
Yes. Give me two.
One's a true story, one's a hypothetical. Which one you want?
Give me the true one first.
Okay, the true story, there was a man who worked the railroad. And every day he went to the railroad carrying his lunch. And at 12 o'clock every day, rain or shine, 365 days a year, unless when he was off and someone else did this. When the train came, at this point, you have to move the lever. Leave it alone. So it wouldn't hit. Yeah, don't mess with the cat, though.
Okay.
So it wouldn't hit the other train coming. Every day, never missed. And one day, he promised his son, when he was out of school, he'd take him. So his little 5-year-old boy was so excited. His first day with Dad, he was so anxious. And at 12 o'clock, the father was getting ready for the train to come. He said, "Where's my son?" And he's looking around, and the train's coming. He's running out of time. And he had 1 second, he realized that the train was about to run over his child on the track if he would have changed it. But if he didn't change the train, it would have smashed into another train, and hundreds of people would have been dead. So in that split second, he did something that I don't think I would have done. But he allowed the train to run over his 5-year-old son to spare the lives of his other 5 people. And as the train rolled over and mutilated the little boy's body, the people were laughing and drinking and eating, and they didn't know what the man had done. In the same way, God had sent his son to die for us. His son was innocent, like the 5-year-old boy, but he died for all of us. And half of us go around laughing and eating and doing our thing, not even realize that Jesus died for us. That was with a friend of his, and the police came kicking open the door and grabbed his friend, brought him down to jail, got him for murder. And his friend went down there and says, "You can't have him for murder. This guy's a good guy. He can't murder." And the guy said, "Yeah, I murdered. I confess. I did murder 20 people. I robbed the banks. I murdered them." So I'm saying, "Oh man, I love this guy so much. I only give my life for this guy. Don't take his life because we're going to give him a death penalty." And the judge says, "No, for what he did, it's going to take more than your life. It's going to take an innocent person. So it'll take your daughter's life." So the man went. He said, "Wow, that's pretty hard." And he thought about it, but he said, "Okay, I'll do it." He brought his daughter there, and he watched as they shaved her head and put the electrodes on her head, and how she says, "Daddy, Father, why have you forsaken me?" And they killed her, and the man was set free. And the guy was so heartbroken, and a week later he went to a diner and he was still heartbroken and had a cup of coffee. But he heard the man that he had set free talking to another man in a booth. And the man said to him, "How'd you get off, man? They had you on 20 counts of murder. How'd you get off?" He goes, "Well, when I actually showed the judge that I was a good person, so I did kill 20 people, but I did about 50 good deeds in that time period." So he weighed and said what was good and what was bad, and my goodness outweighed my badness. And the father got so angry to think, how could you say that? How could you say you saved your own life when my child died for you? And that's how it's going to be when we go before God the Father and say, "I did all right, I'm pretty good." He's going to say, "My son died for you, and you're telling me this is why you're here?" And the Bible says he'll spew you out of his mouth.